Good morning children. I hope everyone is good. Now we are going to see the lesson from Geography Resources. This is for class 8th standard Social Science Geography. The lesson name is Resources. Yes children, you know what is resources? Yes, resources means any substance or object which is used for human, which is satisfy the human needs. Okay, in our classroom, can you say any resources? Assume in our house, in our home, that means, and in our school, classroom, can you say any resources? Yes, in our classroom means table, chair, board, pencil, bag. So these are resources. Yes, in our house, in our home, you can see more plants, trees and buildings, infrastructures, technology, computer, everything is a resource. Yeah, we also wear ornaments, jewels. Yes, you know, the gold, silver. Yes, these also one of the resources. Fine children, now we will enter into the lesson very elaborately. First, we want to know what is resource. The resource means any substance which will become a resource means it will be satisfy the human needs. It have the utility. The substance have the utility. Utility means it is able or capable to be usable. Okay. Now, see some mineral is there. Without knowing to extract the mineral from earth, we can't use that. Yes, no. So, we have the technology to extract the mineral from earth and we use that minerals examples coal, petroleum, natural gas like that. Okay. So, when it become a usable, then only it called as a resource. Well, and utility makes the substance as a resource. Now, what is types of resources? Classification of resources we will discuss. The resources classified in three. One is human resource. Second is human-made resource. At last, natural resource. Well, why I started with human resource? Because everything available naturally, but when it become as a resource means when the humans start to use, then only it will become a resource. For example, human. How human become a resource? When one human have good health and education. Good health, education. When he have health and education, he or she become a resource. Good health, physically they can work a lot. Good education, so they can work in a tertiary sector. See, before that I want to let you know three types of sectors. One is primary sector. Second, secondary sector. Third is tertiary sector. So, in economy, we have three kind of sector. So, what is primary in the sense? Agriculture. Agriculture is example for primary sector. Secondary means manufacturing. Manufacturing. So, for example, we take sugar cane from agriculture field. We harvest the sugar cane from agriculture field. We will just transport it to manufacturing sector. Here we convert this sugar cane into sugar. We just take mango fruits from primary sector into manufacturing secondary sector. Here we process it and we convert into the mango juice or pickle like that. So one raw material converted into another form is called as a secondary sector. That process is done in manufacturing industries. At last, tertiary sector. What is tertiary sector in the sense? This is service sector. This is service sector. Service in the sense, for example, the transportation will be done between two places. One place to another place we will take, and communication also one of the service sector. IT, information technology also one of the service sector. Banking, all the banking process is service sector. Teaching, our teaching field, education is a service sector. Medicine, doctors also working in service sector. So, these three sectors is a basic of our economy. Now, we come to human resources. When the human become a resource means, first they must have good health and education, then they will become a good resources. If they have good physical health means they can work in a field very strong. They may be work in primary sector or they may be work in secondary sector. That means in industry and agriculture they can work well. They have good education, good knowledge. For example, now you start to study very well. You are so intelligent and excellent. Then you will become surely you will become a doctor or engineer or scientist like that, or pilot like that you can become. So you will be work under service sector, that is tertiary sector. Those who get more education, they will work in service sector and they will earn more in the economy. More income level is in only tertiary sector. Then what is human made resources? Second type is human made resources. Third is natural resources. Human made. Okay, now I am a human. What can I make? For example, I can make a chair, I can make a table, I can make a bag, I can make a flower stand. Like that, I can make many things. So, human can make many things. See, cell phone also made by human, computer also made by human, the smart board also made by human, this pen also made by human, this duster also made by human. So, these things completely human made resources. First, human will become a resource. Next, human make some resources. These things which is made by human is called as human made resources. Yes children, I hope you can understand. You can give more example. In your home also, your mom will make many things, your dad will make many things. All the things which is made by human completely called as human made resources. Okay, now we will see natural resources. This is very important, natural resources. Are nature, everything given by nature? Yes, of course. But when it will become a resource, when human beings start to use that, when it will be valuable, when it will become a valuable and worthy, then it will be act as a resource. Now we will discuss this natural resource, everything based on some concept. Natural resource we will discuss based on origin, based on exhaustible, based on development and use, based on stock and reserve. This is the based on these 4 ways we will discuss about natural resource. Already I told you everything available naturally. You can see air, you can see water, you can see wind, you can see earth, soil, mountains, plants, animals, everything available naturally. Yes, no? In your home also you have pet animal, you have plants, flora and fauna. Yes, you want to know what is flora and what is fauna. Okay, flora means plants. Flora means plants, fauna means animals. Okay. So, around your environment, see your surrounding place, you have more plants, you have more animals. So, visible things, invisible things, light, sunlight, solar light, these are the natural resource, and air also natural resource, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, everything is natural resource, of course. Okay, based on origin. So, these 4 methods we will discuss now elaborately. First, we will see based on origin. Now, based on origin, we will classify and divide it into 2 methods. That is biotic and abiotic. Okay, what is biotic? What is abiotic? Do you know? Yes, we will see. Biotic means living thing. It is living. Which are living thing? Abiotic means non-living thing. Non-living thing. Give me example. What are the things as living things? Can you tell me? Yes, all the plants, animals. These are living things. We are living things, of course. What are non-living things? Example. Let me. Air, water, soil, metal. Yes, metal. These are non-living things. Based on living or non-living, it is divided into biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living things that are example plants and animals. Abiotic means non-living instances air, water, soil, metal. Good children. Next, based on exhaustible. We will see the natural resource based on exhaustible. Okay. Based on exhaustible, we will classify into two. One is renewable, next is non-renewable. Renewable, non-renewable. Well children, what is renewable? Do you know? Do you know difference between renewable and non-renewable? Very important, frequently asking question in all the exams. Renewable and non-renewable. Distinguish between renewable and non-renewable resource, or compare the renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Like that they will ask the question. Good. What is renewable in the sense? See, we will see as a different manner. Here renewable, here non-renewable. Okay. So here we will see the difference. Renewable in the sense available stock is lot. See, it available more. Available more. Unlimited stock. Unlimited stock. Okay. Non-renewable means it's limited stock. Limited stock. Less only. The quantity is very less. This quantity is more. Next point, it replenish soon, but it takes for replenish, it takes thousands of years. It takes thousands of years. Okay. For example, this is replenish soon. I told you no. Air, water, soil, solar energy, that means sunlight, solar energy. These are renewable resources. For example, for non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum and natural gases. These are non-renewable resources. Why children? Because this is available always, it is cyclical. See, daily the water, for example, water cycle is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, that is rainfall, again evaporation, condensation and precipitation. So like this manner, the water is recyclable. So it never perish. Okay, it never perish. It will be formed, it will transform from one form to another form. That's all. So these are renewable. It also replenish very soon. But non-renewable resources are limited stock, very limited only. It takes thousand of years to form. When the deadly plants and animals undergoes and buried under the land, after that, after thousand of years after, it will become a coal or petroleum or natural gas. So these are non-renewable resources. So now we know, but nowadays due to over-usage and overpopulation, more crowd. See, in our house only 2% means we will use very less water, we will use very less things only. We have more members, around 10 members in our home means we need more water. Yes, no, we need more space, more land, more water, more food. So when population increase, when crowd, the number of people increase, the usage also increase. Yes. So nowadays water also, groundwater level also going and reducing drastically. We are now in the water scarcity. But a non-renewable resource, coal, petroleum, natural gas, this already available very less. We use highly means, we use more means, it will be come to end very soon. Okay. So these are very important. Based on exhaustible, the natural resource divided into renewable and non-renewable. What does renewable means? It will be replenished very soon. It will be available more. This stock is more. But non-renewable is limited stock. It take thousand years to replenish. Example, air, water, soil, solar energy, wind energy. This completely comes under renewable resource. See, but non-renewable resource, coal, petroleum, natural gas. So, these everything comes under non-renewable resource. Yes, children. Next, based on origin we completed, and based on exhaustible we completed. Now, we will discuss based on development and use. Based on development and use. Okay. We will discuss these two. Based on development and use, we discussed. One is potential. Another one is actual resource. Potential resource and actual resource. So, in this also they will ask distinguish between potential resource and actual resource. They will ask the question. Okay, what is potential resource? What is actual resource? Okay. First we will see actual resource means we know the quantity, available quantity at present. At present we know, actual quantity. The potential resource means we don't know how much now. See, there is resource, we know there is some resource, but we don't know how much quantity is present. So, we don't know how much quantity, we don't know how much quantity exactly present, how much quantity, in quantity, we don't know. See, actual resource means we know at present we know how much quantity is present everywhere. For example, in our home we know 10 pound jewel is there. Okay. So, exactly we know how much jewel in our home. So, this is actual quantity. But in all over country, we don't know how much jewels, how many pounds of jewels available, that we don't know. So, what quantity if we know means that is actual resource. If the quantity we doesn't know, we didn't measure that quantity, that means potential resource. But the actual resource now we are using because we know the quantity and now we are using at present. But potential resources, we don't know the quantity, how much exactly present in our world. At the same time, we are using that resource for the future purpose. So, the potential resource will be used for future. The actual resource will be used at present. Okay. This is the major difference. They will ask what are the difference between actual and potential means. Actual resource means we know at present how much quantity is present. The resource level is, and also we are using for the present day requirement. The potential resource means we don't know how much quantity is present in our earth, and because we don't have the technology to measure that. That is what we don't know the quantity level, and we will use that resource for the future purpose. This is the potential resource. At last, the natural resource based on stock and reserve. Based on stock and reserve. Okay, the stock and reserve is not equal. The stock and reserve is not equal everywhere. Because, for example, we have in our India, some state has some resource, some state doesn't have the resources. For example, in Tamil Nadu, we have rich plants and animals, flora, fauna, because more mountain is there, rainfall is there, and in Rajasthan, completely desert. There is no rainfall. Okay. Likewise, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand region. It is rich in iron ore. Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand states are rich in iron ore. In Tamil Nadu, Salem also we have the iron ore. Okay. Rajasthan we have copper mineral. There is copper mining place also is there. Likewise, in India, different state has different minerals, not equally distributed. Why? Because of due to vary of climate. That means weather and climate, terrains, latitude, altitude. See, based on the latitude, we know 0 degree, equator region, and all the horizontal lines are latitude, all the vertical lines are longitude lines we know. See above 23.5 degree. See Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. See that all the climate zones we know. Okay. Based on the climate zones, how the rainfall level is there, how the temperature level is there, how the pressure level is there. Based on that, the stock and reserves will be vary from one place to another place. So we can conclude all over the world, the stock and reserves not equally distributed. So these are unequally distributed. The reason is this only. Due to climate, weather, terrains, latitude level, altitude level, due to this, where the country located. So based on the climate, the resources also varied. If you have more rainfall and good temperature, we will have more forest, more trees, more animals. If you have very less rainfall, scarcity of rainfall, means we have desert only. So good rainfall region have evergreen forest, thickly dense evergreen forest. But in desert region, we have only thorns and bushes. There is no more trees and animals. You can understand now how the climate affects the resources availability also. These are the classification of natural resources. Yes, children. Now we will summarize. First, based on origin, we discussed biotic, abiotic. Second, based on exhaustible, we discussed renewable resource and non-renewable resources. Third, we discussed about the availability, that is based on development. Based on development and use, we discussed that is potential resource and actual resource visa. Last is stocks and reserves. Stocks and reserves of the resources we discussed. Okay. Why this vary everything? That is biotic, abiotic, renewable, non-renewable, potential, actual, stocks and reserves is unequally distributed all over the earth because of climate change, weather change and latitude, terrain change. Due to this thing, stocks and reserves also varied. Now we come to one conclusion. How we can conserve the resources? Okay, we have human resource, human-made resources and natural resource, everything we have. But we should conserve it, save it for future, no? Then resources should be save it for future, no? How you can save it for future? That is called as conservation. Conservation or sustainable development. Sustainable development. Very important word, sustainable development. We can use it minimum level and also save it for future. That is called as sustainable development. For example, see in our home, our parents earn 10,000. Assume children 10,000 your parents are earning. Okay. Can you complete and use that spend all the money within a month? No. We will use maybe 6,000 or 7,000 and 3,000 we will save for future. Yes, no? Or 5,000 we will use now, 5,000 we will save for future. We never spend all the money because we have to save for future. If any problem will come means the saving amount only will be used in future because saving is very important. Similarly, we are using natural resources also. Similarly, we are using present, we are using very less and also we are saving for the future. That is sustainable development. Can you give me some example how you will save the resources? You can save trees, you can save water, you can save electricity. Okay, you can protect the environment, clean environment, noise pollution, noise free environment. So trees, how you can protect? Okay, how you can save? Okay, you can plant more trees. That is called as afforestation. Afforestation. If you plant more trees, that is called as afforestation. You must stop deforestation. Cutting the trees. You must stop cutting the trees. You must stop deforestation. You must encourage and promote afforestation, planting trees. When you plant more trees, we will get more oxygen, more air, more water, more rainfall. Yes, no? Then, how you can conserve water? One way is afforestation. Second, you can use less water. Instead of opening the tap and brushing, you can stop the tap and brush. After that, you can take water and use that and clean it. Yes, no? So, similarly, you can reduce the usage of and wastage of water level. And rainwater harvesting, very important. Rainwater harvesting. When the rain comes, you can save the water under your soil, under your place, nearby your home, like that. You can save the rainwater. That is called as rainwater harvesting. Next, electricity. Children, how can you save electricity? Yes, instead of using 4 lights, you can use 2 lights, and you can go for solar light. You can use LED bulbs. Okay, and you can use outside. You can use, okay, so, and fan also you are using more, so you can stop it and go outside, and see, if necessary, inevitable, then only you can use all the electricity and the equipments. There is no need means you can switch off all the fans, lights, everything. Unnecessarily you don't use. You can stop everything. Okay. Like that, in that manner you can use electricity. In electricity, mainly we can go for a solar light. Okay. So we can use the sunlight. From sunlight, the light is converted into a light energy. The solar energy converted into a light energy. So solar light you can use. LED bulbs you can use. Protect environment. How you can protect environment? So you should not throw more dustbins, wastages into your environment. Instead of that, you can reduce, recycle, reduce it, reuse it, recycle it. This is very important. Reduce, reuse, recycle. These are is very, very important. So when you use the metals, when you use some things, you can reduce the things and reuse it and recycle it. So the wastage will be reduced and the resource will be saved for future. This is the sustainable development. Yes, children. Just 1 second, we will summarize this lesson. First, we discussed what is resource. When it become a usable and satisfy the human needs. Then how the resources are classified. Human-made resource, and finally natural resource. How the human is resource? When you get good health and education, you become a resource. So health and education means you have good skill, knowledge, technology. So through education, you will equipped with good skill, knowledge and technology. So you will become a resource. Next, human-made resource. You will make many things, many goods, many objects you can make. So it become a human-made resource. Natural resource. Everything available in nature, which are, for example, land, soil, water, metal, mineral, everything are natural resources. These natural resources classified based on 4 things. First, we discussed origin. Based on origin, based on exhaustible, based on, okay, based on after exhaustible, how much it is developed and how much it is used, that is potential and actual. And last we discussed about the stocks and reserves, how it is unequally distributed all over the earth. It is not equal from one place to another place. It is unequal from one place to another place. Finally, we discussed about how the conservation of resources is very important. Sustainable development. That is, we minimize the usage and save it for future. What are the ways you can conserve the energy? Very important. Stop the deforestation, promote the afforestation, rainwater harvesting, reducing the usage, keeping the environment pollution free, reduce, reuse, recycle. These are the methods for conserving the energy and resources for future, and go for nature, everything. Solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy. Like this we can use biogas. That is, biogas means cow dung. When you burn the cow dung, you can get the gas. That is biogas. These are the non-conventional energy resources. Solar energy, wind energy. These energy are reducing the usage of resources. Thank you, children. I hope you everyone understand. I request everyone, please recall complete lesson once more and write a home test. Distinguish or differentiate between renewable renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable and non-renewable resource. Kindly write a home test for renewable, non-renewable resources. Distinguish. And comparison between actual resources and potential resources. Actual and potential resources. Some resources available everywhere. Some resources available specifically one place. For example, air, water, everything available everywhere. So it is called as ubiquitous. What is that? Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means, example, air. It available everywhere, all over the earth. It is ubiquitous. Some resources available locally. That is locally available resources. Okay. So that are example copper, gold, or coal, petroleum. These are available somewhere only, not everywhere. So these are locally available resources. Ubiquitous in the sense everywhere available resources. So these two questions very important. Write a home test. Distinguish between renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Second question, distinguish between actual resources and potential resources. In 3 marks, they will ask, explain or suggest some measures to conserve the energy. Suggest some measures to conserve the energy. Write these 3 questions as a home test. Prepare, get ready for next lesson, children. I will see you back with a new lesson for your blessing. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, kindly comment on my channel. I will give you reply and clarify your doubts. All glory be to God. Take care.